story has a very unique tale to it, as it is one of the very few times in my life where I should either have been one, dead, two, in a hospital jacked the fuck up, or three, just been talked out of it. That's how big this is. From the title that you see on the screen, it's a big one, but it's one that's thankfully paid off. I'm still here, still kicking, completely safe. So let's get started, folks. Let me think here. I believe it was 2012 when this happened, just around the summertime. We had an issue with squirrels. The thing is, here in the backyard, we were growing different fruits and vegetables and stuff. Well, mainly vegetables and herbs. And the problem was is that we had an issue with various different types of bugs and squirrels. Side note, fuck the squirrels, just saying. And we wanted to find a safe, natural deterrent to get rid of them, especially the birds. I have nothing against the birds. They've been awesome to me. They've never shit on my head once. Thank you, birds. Shout out to you. Much love. So anyway, we had an issue where no matter what we grew, no matter where it was in the yard, birds would come and eat it, insects would come and eat it, and various bugs would show up. And they would just eat the seedlings as they were budding, and we couldn't get anything to grow. So I remember seeing, I think it was in a YouTube video, where you could make this like natural bug repellent. What you did was you took a large container, and mainly like a Slurpee container. Have you ever been to, what is it, Speedway, and had one of their slushies, their 99-cent slushies, which they have in the summertime? Those things are fucking delicious, by the way. I gotta do a video on those. Anyway, they come in different sizes. The ones here is 32 ounces. If you've ever seen a 32-ounce slushie from Speedway, you know what I'm talking about. So, from what I understand, the concoction was made up of vinegar and a banana peel, and I think a lot of sugar. Something along those lines. I think the deal was is that it would attract the insects that would go into the container, get shit-faced from the concoction, and either drown or die off. And for a while, it kind of worked. It did work for a little bit. You know, they would go in, they'd drink it, sometimes they'd come out and they'd just be dead. And of course, the birds loved it, because it was like, hey, free grub. So they're like, ding, 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 ding. So it worked for a while, and then after a while it stopped working, but we stuck to it. We kept them out there just in case. And over time, you know, the banana, it started to change color, because it was, I think, what was it? I think it was apple cider vinegar. And it looked a little funky. It got brown very quick. But we stayed the course, you know, because it was getting the job done. It was doing what it needed to do. We didn't think anything bad about it. It was great. It was a really good summer, and we were able to grow some shit, we were able to plant some things, and things just, it was good. Things were wonderful and great and awesome. And then, well, something else happened. Turns out that the banana started to ferment a little bit, and the sugars began to break down just a tad bit more, and it began to attract another form of insect that flies and looks scary. Wasps. Yes, it attracted wasps. And not some small ones, it was some big ones. God damn, we got wasps here. The most popular kind here in Ohio is the European wasp. You know it more commonly as yellow jackets. Those things are assholes. So we're thinking, okay, a couple of yellow jackets here and there. No big deal, right? It's just a couple of them. It's just two, at best. We had these containers in two places. We had one over by one side in the backyard. It's fenced up. We have here. I guess it's like a concrete pad or a patio. I don't know what you'd call it. But we would have this vine, which the bugs would always hang around and eat the leaves off of. So we had one there, and we had one just over the garbage container, which is on just next to the gate. And it worked for a time. The bugs were stopping the leaves, like I said before, and it was good. It was great. And then we noticed the wasps. Now, you had a couple of yellow jackets near the vine, and it's like, that's okay. That's totally fine, you know. They used to hang around there anyway. No big whoop. It's not near anything. It's not near the door or the windows. We're good. And then you saw a couple show up at the container that was by the garbage bin. And I'm like, okay, just a couple. We don't bother them. They won't bother us. That's the rule of things, you know. It was good. A couple of weeks later, a few more wasps show up. This time 5 in one container and 3 in another. And then, you know, as time went on, it seemed to be small. We didn't pay any attention to it. It's something you just got used to. You know, it's like if you hear a couple fucking, and it's like that's all they do every single day. It's like 4 a.m. they're fucking, and it's like that every single time, always at 4 a.m. It's just something you get used to. Oh, they're having sex. Big deal. I'm gonna go back to sleep. And then it's just times you just sleep through it. Because you know it's not really a threat and it's really not an issue. You're not seeing anything you shouldn't be seeing anyways, so it was like one of those. So, by, let me think, we started putting these out in April, and they really took full effect in June. So about, I'd say late July, same year, during the summer, is when we kind of noticed a buzzing sound. We would open the door and we'd always hear like a buzzing sound. And this summer that we had, it wasn't as hot like it usually is in July. We had some very mellow days. Very nice. You could open the door, you get a nice breeze. It wasn't like cold, but it wasn't unbelievably crazy, super no way hot. It was just good. Open the door, let the breeze come in. It was kind of a subtropical thing, right? But we always kept hearing this buzz, and we weren't paying any attention to it. And then one day the buzz got really loud, and we're thinking, wait a minute, either that's an air conditioner about to conk out, or something's really wrong. So we open the door, we look outside, and in both containers, one container, you know, had like a quarter of the repellent, as it were, at the bottom, and the other quarter was filled with wasps, yellow jackets. While over there by the vine, the container was full of them. It might as well have been a goddamn colony, or a hive. Yeah, it was. Holy shit! I think one of them actually developed a cone inside the container, and it got out of hand. They were all over the place. They were buzzing around the vine. They were buzzing around the container. They were inside. They were outside. The whole thing was full, and it was just buzzing with these yellow jackets. So many yellow jackets. Oh, fuck, there were so many. And I think there was also another type in there, too. Because you had yellow jackets that were small, and they had some really bigger ones. Yeah, I remember the bigger ones. I can't remember what those are called, but they were big. They were slightly bigger. It's like you've got these big ones here, and you got these bigger yellow ones that are in there, and you're like, the fuck what? What do you mean? Where did you come from? Oh, wait, I remember. The paper wasp. Yes, I remember those. And, God, that was scary. So, it was like, you had yellow jackets, and these are like these small things, and you had these super big buck bitches with wings, and they were like, don't fuck with us. Don't fuck with us. So, it was like this for several days. It came to the point where usually we go out through the back to get to the parking lot and go wherever. It started coming to the point where we just went through the front door. They pretty much ruled the roost. We couldn't do anything in the yard since that point. You know, if you went outside, they were like, oh, hey, what's up? And they would start to hang towards you and stuff. Eventually, it came to a point where they started just hanging around the door. If you open the door, they would come to the door, land on the door, and just chill for several minutes. And the buzzing was just getting louder and louder because more and more were showing up. And it was becoming a nightmare. A fucking nightmare. Just, oh God. It got scary. So, here it is. It's just me and my sisters, and we're seeing this buzzing going on, and it's like, I just look and I go, you know what?